Simple to say, most days I don't recognize me, that these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be, although it's true I was never attention's sweet center. I still remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She's lonely most of the time. She's all of this picked up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. And it's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through the back door and carves out a person. And now I've got you. You're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I could give it all up for a chance to start over, rewrite an ending or two. Good evening, good people. Friday night date night. Sing a little Sarah Bareilles to get us started off. But I forgot that one chord in the second half of the song. Oh well. There's a lot going on. There's a lot simmering right now. So we'll talk about that. You can tell me about shit you're working on. We can dig into stuff. You rock, Kyle. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I thought you only need 4 songs. That was good. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's a fine, fine song. Mr. IT, yesterday I almost died in the big storm that hit Houston. Yikes! I hope you're okay. Yeah, I saw footage of people in a store. Like, I couldn't tell like where they were, and then you could just see crap flying at the big glass windows. I guess it was a tornado hit downtown Houston. So, well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're okay. Yikes. Let us be lovers. Can we redo last night? We'll carry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag. So we bought a pack of cigarettes and Mrs. Wagner's pies. And we've all come to look for America. Kathy, I said as we boarded the Greyhound in Pittsburgh, Michigan seems like a dream to me now. It took me, I don't remember. All right. We need an intro request line, early morning rain. Yeah, I could do tabs. I could get out tabs and actually play different songs, but that's like reading the manual. Just watched a quick YouTube on LTX. It explained a lot. Simply great. I'm trying to think if there's an easy way. You know what, Silver Fox? Share that in... why don't you share it in the Video Guild? And then you could share the link to the Video Guild post in the Irregulars, but why don't you share that link to LTX in Video Guild and then double post it or share the link in Irregulars? We're all Gilligans, you're the captain. I think I'm more Gilligan than the captain. Oh man. I had a good day today. So I wrote this book, or a chapter in a book, an anthology, called AI Futures, put together by Lab 5 Futures, Cindy Kuhn. She was the instigator. And today we launched a GPT for the book, and it's really cool. And I've been thinking a lot lately about as these tools become more capable and more integrated in what we do, you know, do you redefine things like what is a book? Does it make sense to read a book linearly? Some it does. If you have linear narrative. But if you've got an anthology of 7 different chapters that, while they follow an arc, you could read them in any order. And then the other thing that we did with this GPT was we designed a set of structured interviews. Oh, Lab 5 Futures is here. Cindy Kuhn is here. Instigator present. We designed a set of... we designed a single interview, like 20 questions. Some of the questions were about the author, and some of the questions were about AI and the future and thoughts on the future. So we took the transcripts of all those interviews and we uploaded those. So we've got the full book as a knowledge base, and then we've got a little mini bio from each author, and then we've got this interview from each author. All of that's in the knowledge base. And so the GPT, you can explore what the book is. You can have chats with the authors. It's cool. It's pretty slick. I'll show it to you. And, you know, as I was building it, it's funny, because the GPT store sucked and because only paying members could use GPTs before, it kind of chilled me on using them. But now that ChatGPT 4 Omni is going to be available to everyone, and GPTs are going to be available to everyone. I'm kind of excited about GPTs again. Posted in Video Guild. Great. Thanks, Silver Fox. I'll go show it. If I'm clearing my throat a lot, I was eating almonds before I came on, and you know how you sort of half swallow something and it's sort of caught in your gullet. I had a half chewed up almond, half stuck in my gullet. It's just like I'm sure I've got almond shards all throughout my talkie area, my talkie bits. Every time I see Kyle on my wallet, starts to cry and sob. Well, no, but GPT-4 is going to be free now. Oh, man. All right. Every time I see it now, get that look in my eye. Every time I see your mouth, I hear that smile. In the early misty morning, the light I heard the engine turn, and the old Ford outside. An almond skin stuck to your throat. Been there. But you are leaving me again today. You will convince me again today. Joy Purdy, one of her GPTs, is getting traction. Very cool. Hope they aren't going the way of ebooks, which are extremely expensive for public libraries. Oh, interesting. But you live in this hotel looking for someone else's golden ring. Should I say so long, Susanna? Duder, how's Frank doing these days? Frank hasn't been around. Frank is very You know what we learned about Frank? Fucking diva. He's like, hey, if I make a video, I make a video. If not, what are you gonna do? Fucking boil me? You do that anyway, assholes. So Frank is, he's tough to work with. It's about game codes. Oh, that's a smart one, Joy Purdy. Genie in a bottle. Can you show me where GPTs are now that we have GPT-4 Omni? Yeah, I can. They kind of move some stuff around in the interface. GPTs are still mostly in the same place, but one thing I've noticed is that the interface is really weird. I think someone mentioned, it might have been Joker, someone mentioned that they think that GPT-4 Omni's got memory issues. That it's like causing browsers to flake out. And I've noticed my Chrome didn't used to crash a lot, but it crashes a lot now. Tap, good people. Thank you, Jeannie. Yeah, go ahead. Tap the screen. Share the live. It's Friday night date night. Let's get some people in here. If you don't know who the hell I am, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. That's an image from Danielle. I'm pretty sure it's Danielle, right? Yeah, it's Danielle. It's Danielle. Wasn't it? Oh, I didn't name it. Well, I'm pretty sure it was Danielle. A little pinball wizard action there, which is kind of cool. I remember those days well from the 80s. The arcades. Steal a roll of quarters from your best friend's parents. Head on out to the mall? Come on. It's not to love. Memory issues must be Gen X. Kyle has a daily walk and talk, a nightly TikTok, a business to run, and a wife's feet to rub. It's true. And a dog to give chicken sticks to. But I have fidget toys now. It's a cube. Ooh, now it's not. Look at that. If you want cool 3D printed stuff, Vicky Baptiste, who's in here a lot. Oh, there she is. Something caused my whole computer to flake out. Maybe it's GPT-4. Maybe it's flaky. Maybe that's why Ilya left. He's like, this thing's too buggy. I'm out of here. That could be it. It sounds like what's coming out about Ilya and Jan leaving, those were the two leads of the AI super alignment group within ChatGPT, within OpenAI. And it looks like there was a battle. And Sam won. And the battle was, do we push forward and accelerate getting to AGI, or do we prioritize safety? Well, the safety team just left. So,
you can make money with ChatGPT.
Apparently, we're going full steam ahead toward AGI. Damn the torpedoes, as they say. I don't know if that's all been confirmed, but that was sort of the scuttlebutt I saw today. Only thing you can do is refresh the screen as ChatGPT-4 locks up a fair bit. Yeah, that's what I noticed, is that it like the screen will load, but like GPTs aren't there. And then if I dick around with it, they'll show up eventually. So yeah, I think they got some cleaning up to do on the old memory. I'm trying to think where we want to start tonight. Oh, another thing that I'll talk about. Jared Polis, our fine governor here in the state of Colorado, signed that shitty AI bill into law tonight. Well, it doesn't take effect until 2026. And he signed it with a signing statement that basically said, this needs some work. Work on it over the next 2 years. Let's make sure we get this thing to not suck before it goes into law, or before the federal government does something to preempt it. So that's disappointing, because it really is a steaming pile of shit bill, and it would have been better to start over. But whatever, it's signed now. So I suppose when the session goes back into session in, I think it's November, some shit like that, they'll probably call us up again and go, hey, you guys were a little cranky about this. You got any ideas? Let's go ahead and make it better, shall we? I'm too cynical for politics. I don't like it. Because I knew they were going to sign it. I knew they were going to pass it when I talked to the guy, the Senate Majority Leader. I got a chance to talk to him when we testified. Look, Emilio's wife, I'm using my coasters. I talked to him after we testified, and he basically said, yeah, we kind of got our asses handed to us with the data privacy stuff, and we were way late to the party, and we still haven't passed anything on that, so we're going to do something. So, see, like, is it me? You shouldn't be passing laws just 'cause you want to go first, right? Right? But again, what man does not understand, he fears. What he fears, he destroys. Yeah, well, see, if it... You know what's funny, Windrider? If it were that, if he were like, AI is evil and we're gonna protect the people from this evil thing, I would have more respect for the decision. Because at least then it's coming from a place of a clear point of view. Might be misinformed, but it's at least a clear point of view. This was really more just like, yeah, I know it's not perfect, but we'll stretch the effective date out a couple of years, and you can amend it. That doesn't sound like it should be a law, does it? Seems like it's just a law that says AI on it, and it says AI consumer protection. Anti-bias. There's like all the buzzwords. All the buzzwords are right there in the title of it. The details of it, it's not important. We'll fix that over the next 2 years. So it's disappointing, but what are you going to do? All right. Make a Governor GPT based on Kyle's knowledge. Yeah. My sketchy knowledge about one bill one time in my life in 58 years. Well, 59. I'm 59 now. I got 59 years and one politically active moment of my life in the past month. I'm fucking done. What about the constituents? Exactly. What about them? Hopefully they put together a working group and they're actually open to amending that steaming pile of poo, but whatever. Nothing we can do about it now. It's signed. It's history. As they say, it's history. It's in the books. It's in the books. It's in the books. Okay? Okay. All right. Tobias, hello, good day. How do you like 4.0 so far? I don't hate it. My problem with 4.0 right now is it's got a really shitty name and it's been half rolled out. And what's weird and frustrating is most people, like even a lot of people I know that are really into this AI stuff and really pay attention to this, don't actually understand what it is, what's not there, why it's different, why it's a big deal. We can talk about that tonight if you want to. I'm happy to talk about it. I think it's a very, very big deal, and I think almost no one knows that. Because it's not a big deal yet. It's like the seeds of a big deal. Shit name, yeah. It should be called GPT Omni. Are there any tools for 4.0 rolled out yet? No. Do you know if any of our custom GPTs are using 4.0? I don't think so. Shit name, bad marketing. Still no LVX email. Still on wait list. Ugh, sorry about that, Alan. Were you here when we did the form swarm where we jumped on the LTX server Discord? I think you must have missed that. If you filled out that form, you should have it. But you have to have filled out the form. So the wait list and being in Discord when they open up a form are two completely different activities. If you're on the wait list, that seems to just be taking forever. Let's go. Let me run over to Discord for a second and see if they're saying anything. 3 things is beyond my memory capacity. Oh, I was just saying, Lori, just post it. Grab a link to the post that you did in the video guild and just post it in Irregulars channel, just so the Irregulars have it. But it's not that big a deal. If it's posted there, it's posted. That's good. Let's see. Announcements. LTX is having... Hey, Cindy Kuhn. Paging Cindy Kuhn. Lab 5 Futures. Go look at the announcements in the LTX Discord. They're doing a Blue Contest. Great news. We're launching the Blue Contest with an incredible prize for the winner. All expenses paid trip to London and an invitation to our special event on June 5th. Capture the essence of blue through your lens. Seems like something you could do. Create a video, post your video, submit your entry, read the rules. I am here. Yeah, look, wait. There, see? LTX Studio Contest. You can get a free trip to London. Woo! And you can go to their event and see version 2.0, where hopefully they add better image generation tools into that piece of poop. Cindy Kuhn is like all over LTX, by the way. She's loving it. She's a filmmaker now. But you know what's funny? It's like she was saying on one of the calls we were on together today that, you know, she's been wanting to do like movie making stuff for like a lot of her life. And now all of a sudden, here's this tool that lets her do it. Every time she went into something like Final Cut Pro or Premiere or some other tool would come out, she'd just, you know, go apoplectic and go, this is too complicated. And so now there's a tool. Oh, shards of almonds still clinging to my throat. Applied at 3 p.m. today, bro. I'm on that shit. Nice. Beautiful. Congratulations. All right, let's see if they mention when they're going to do. Last batch closed today. Make sure you share your experience on feedback and ideas. Yesterday at 11 a.m. Yeah. They might do something Sunday. You just got to pay attention to the announcements channel in there. We should build a submission. Oh, you know what? Why can't I read the letters? Because I don't have my black construction paper over them. Look, isn't that better? You're welcome. We should build a submission on the live. Oh, we could do that. That's not bad. All right. Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea, Brandon. All right, we'll make original music for it. I'm hot. Hang on. Let's open yon window. It was a little warm today. It was like 83 today in Denver. Do you need to be an actor to make movies in AI? You barely need to be able to form a sentence. Now, the definition of what's a movie, the movies that these tools make, if you don't actually treat them like storytelling, it just creates really bad content. So what's going to happen with tools like LTX is initially there's just going to be a lot of bad content generated from them, and then there's going to be real storytellers like Cindy and, you know, people that get their hands on them. If we do some in here, we'll do some real storytelling that are going to be doing good things. But it's going to be here's the deal with all creative tools and all creative outputs. 90% of it is dreck. 90%. 8% of the 10% is decent. 2% is really good. Well, no. 1.5% is really good. And like 0.5% of any creative output is actually the shit that, you know, is good and breaks through the noise. And that's how it's always been, and it's how it will always be no matter what the tools are. So someone's going to end up being like the best AI music producer in all of the land, and they're going to be fucking badass. And they may or may not have been a musician before. Right? It's just like hip hop. Hip hop is just a totally different discipline. And, you know, musicians before that were like, that's not real music. You're just looping loops and sampling and bam, 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 bam. They bitched and moaned. And now it's the hip hoppers that are bitching and moaning about the AI music. It's all just cycles, people. It's all cycles. New technology, fear, rage, resistance, denial, acceptance. Right? So 3-4 years from now, it'll all just be music again. But right now, we got fights to fight. All right. YouTube link for easy LTX tutorial is now in irregulars. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. How many folks are in here? 82 people. If you're new here, this group, this organization is a community that I started the week after ChatGPT came out with Leah Faston, who's a professional photographer out of Boston. And we started this because we knew that this shit was coming. We knew it was coming fast. We knew it was going to change things. And we knew that we didn't know fucking anything. And we also knew that there were going to be other people trying to figure this stuff out that also didn't know anything. And so this group is that. It's a group that's about playing, playing, focused play. Ooh, that might be the term. Hang on. I got to share something. So go there and then click on the first link that says the community. And go read about the salon for a second. Okay. So focused play. This is about people that are like trying to figure this stuff out. And they're doing it in this adventurous, playful kind of way. And it's really remarkable. So if you go in there, you'll see a nice little section about who we are, what we do, why we do it, our values. You should go check those out. Make sure you resonate with those. And then there's a community area where you can and should introduce yourself. It's called Introduce Yourself. So you should go do that. If you want to know why I think community is probably the single most important thing that you can commit to over the next 3 years, go watch my latest TikTok video. I filmed it this morning talking exactly about this. And it'll become crystal clear why you should use your real name in here and why you should introduce yourself to people and get connected in this community. True or false, the announcements this week were relevant to AI beginners. Very true, Ann Murphy. Very true. Because the biggest thing for AI beginners is that OpenAI is making their most powerful model free to everyone. The other reason it's relevant is in about 2 or 3 weeks, they're also going to release their new voice component where you talk to these things, and it's literally like the movie Her. So if you haven't seen the movie Her, I think it came out in 2018 or something like that. 2014. It's the one where Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with this chatbot named Samantha. Scarlett Johansson. ScarJo, baby. And actually, I saw a TikTok today that someone compared the Scarlett Johansson Samantha voice with what OpenAI demoed. It's identical. It's identical. But anyway, they made that. So what does that mean? What it means is these tools are going to get incredibly intuitive. This whole idea of having to learn prompt engineering and learn prompting and things like that, I think that if you want to do that, there's going to be plenty of places you can do that. But these tools are going to get very, very intuitive and very fluid, and there's going to be very little friction between you and these incredibly powerful tools. So yes, I think what they announced today is incredibly important. I'm checking now. "3D object synthesis." Oh, interesting. What's this thing? Is that the link? All right. Dang it, I still have to do my homework. You do, you really do. Seriously, if you haven't seen the movie Her recently, you should see it because the technology's here, not coming, here. It's just not been launched yet. And Sam Altman has said that, that movie was incredibly prophetic about the kind of issues that it raises and the kind of how people are using computers in that movie. He says he sees that's how it's going to be. and that it's very inspirational to the team that built the thing that they announced on Monday. So if you want to see what's coming, and if you want to, it's weird to watch a science fiction movie that was full on science fiction just a few years ago, knowing that we're living in that reality right now. It's weird. It's weird. It's creepy. Okay. So there's a couple other things within the AI salon. You should introduce yourself. Two little links below introduce yourself is this thing called AI Launchpad and Tools. This is a page that I maintain. That technology is definitely not here yet, not to that degree. No, it's not. It's you're right, Pate. The conversational part of it's here. The taking action part of it is not here. That's a really good point. This list that I maintain, the AI Launchpad and Tools, is just a list of if you're trying to figure out what are the tools I need to get my head around. I tried to organize things here. I start with ChatGPT. That's where you should start, in my humble opinion. And then here's a bunch of other large language models. Here's a bunch of image creation tools, video creation tools, music creation tools. All of them, especially once you get into the multimedia stuff, anything that's sort of time-based, and even the images to a degree, all of these tools have very different personalities. And one of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately is I may love a tool like Decohere, this tool that has this thing now called stations, where you don't have to prompt it. It just every second generates an image. And it's just like this never-ending cascade of images. You don't have to prompt it at all. Bloop, 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 bloop. Right? I may love this. You may go to this and go, well, I've got no control. I fucking hate this. I want, like if I pick that image and I'm like, ooh, create a station now out of that image. And now it's just going to create a whole new set of images based on this image as the starting seed. Oh, that's cool. Like, let's do, steampunk lamps. Let's go see a bunch of those. That's super cool. Someone else may be very into something like Leonardo. Leonardo. Which is like the cockpit of a 747, introducing content and multi-style reference. Ooh, nice. Leonardo's getting slick. Look, these are all different tools within Leonardo. Image generator, canvas editor, real-time generation, motion, universal upscaler. So we'll go to image generation. You go in here, look at all these switches and dials. You can turn on photoreal, V2, turn on alchemy, V2, prompt magic, transparency, public images, image dimension. Like it just goes on and on and on. You can make your own models, right? And so someone else is going to love this because they're going to love the control and the ability to do all that crazy shit. So, okay, ChatGPT 4.0 or Chat 4.0. Yes. Yeah, let me talk about that. So the tools are getting, there's a lot of them. Sorry. I got distracted from where I was talking about the AI Salon. Okay, so within the AI Salon, so you should introduce yourself. Check out the AI Launchpad and Tools. There's water cooler discussion. There's a news section. There's an ask for help. If you want to ask for help, you can do that. There's a show and tell area for people to show off, specific multimedia stuff. And then there's guilds. And so the guilds are little sub-communities led by different people. So everyone's doing sort of focused play in creative areas, business areas, tech guilds, and social impact guilds. And then way down here at the bottom is a community club called AILL, AI Learning Lab Irregulars. That's us. So we have our own little area. And let's see, where did Silver Fox? So Silver Fox put a simple LTX YouTube tutorial. And why we put an LTX tutorial in there is the other night we all went and we crashed their server when they were giving out a bunch of licenses, and we got like 30 or 40 irregulars LTX licenses. so if you got one of those LTX licenses, thank you, Silver Fox, for putting together a sweet little tutorial on how to use the tool.
I had the chance to use LTX Studio as a beta tester.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to film. They have different... You can down or change.
Oh, that's cool that they did it as a little character.
Of your film here.
Nice. That's cool. Okay, scroll down in irregulars, please. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. GD Bell. What's this? Spring flowers in my backyard. Look, actual photography. It's heresy. She put an image of the real world in the AI salon. It's heresy. Run away. Run away. She's a witch. What? Other than... what? Other than ducks float. Very small rocks. Burn her, burn her. Oh, that's cool. Today, politics and the congressional hearing about her eyelashes. That was just trash. Can we get back to share a cool thing you do? Oh, that's cool. Look, Vicky Baptiste also doing actual photography. Very cool. Lord Digital Gods. All right. Oh yeah, if you want to, if you like that decohere thing, this thing, not that version. Oh wait. If you scroll down in irregulars, this will take you to that original, what's called a station. And if you go there, if you click on that right now, we'll be seeing the exact same art. So the way these stations work is if you go to this same station, like you'll see that thing, or you'll see, wherever you join in the party, you'll see the same stuff I'm seeing, which is pretty cool. All right. Oh wait, it was AI Learning Lab chat. Oh, all right. What's over in chat? What do you got in chat, dear Brianna? Brianna, listen. I'm hot. Almond shards. Did you guys see that Scotty Scheffler got fucking beat up and taken to jail today before he's starting his second round of the PGA Championship? Unbelievable. World's #1 golfer, and the cops didn't know him and arrested him, roughed him up and put him in cuffs and took him to jail. It's crazy, I tell you. It's crazy, I tell you. Kyle. Flowers bypassed Google and Microsoft storage by using OpenAI. Anyone entering the LTX contest. In fact, Cindy Kuhn, Lab 5 Futures, already submitted a submission today. And we're thinking about doing one. We could build one tonight and submit it. He ran a police barricade. Oh, so maybe he wasn't in the... But still, like, even if he ran a police barricade, wouldn't... Did he not go like, I'm like Scotty Scheffler, right? I'm the defending champion here, right? Anyone? Maybe he didn't say that. Maybe he just, acted like a dick, and I don't know, man. Cops these days, they're wound a little tight. So all right, so what you should do tonight, if you generate things, if you make music, or if you make images, or if you make movies, or anything like that, or if you want to just make memes of stupid shit I said, or like I have almond shards in my throat, just share those in the irregular Share Cool Things channel, and then we can all see them. So it can become kind of like a jam session. What's fascinating about the jam sessions, they used to only be images, and now they're all sorts of multimedia because the tools are getting crazy good. All right. Pedestrian was hit by a car and police were investigating, but he ran through the barricade. Oh, well, that's pretty shitty behavior, isn't it? So are the non-cops. Yeah, I know. Everyone's so wound so tight, aren't they? Cops hate that "do you know who I am" thing. Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. But in this case, he's at the PGA tournament. He's the defending champion. He's the number one golfer in the world. The "do you know who I am" in that context is actually relevant. But if he fucked up a crash scene, then yeah, fuck him. If he did something shitty, then that's on him. All right. What are we gonna do? What do you want to do, people? Hey, Kyle, yeah.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
How do you make money with ChatGPT? Kyle. Oh, someone was asking about, can we play with globe.engineering? What do you want to play with there? Their search engine thing? There's not a ton to play with there, unless has it gotten better recently? Because it's not bad. It's pretty cool, but it's kind of one trick pony. Open image text explanation in irregulars. What? Making videos with AI as if it gave me some horrible sexualized women first. After 3 refusals and telling it to stop doing that, I got this. A filmmaker with video equipment resting on her shoulders. That's pretty funny. She's using the latest in Mac 660 AV technology. That's horrible. Oh. It's an old iMac computer. Duct taped. Yeah, well, so here's the thing, Corey. The image model that LTX uses, it's some shitty, like non-optimized version of Stable Diffusion. I think it's just they're just using a shitty model right now. I'm sure that's going to get better, but the writing is also really shitty. What Cindy Kuhn has found with LTX is absolutely do not let LTX make the story. Make your story in ChatGPT and then copy it over to LTX. Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad. I think that's just further evidence for what Cindy's saying. Don't screw around with making the story in LTX Studio. Silver Fox has had it with bias. I know. It's all in there. Like, unfortunately, I mean, unfortunately, the what these tools are is a reflection of what's been on the internet for the past 40 or 50 years, which is a bunch of, misogynistic, anonymous, horse shit mixed in with decent stuff. So the tools right now just are a decently raw reflection of what's already out there, which is bad. So, yeah, I know, it's frustrating. Thoughts on Perplexity? I like Perplexity. They're well funded. They've got, I think it's Google behind them. Open continue. No, I did that in GPT-4. Asked it to make that image. Oh, that was a DALL-E 3 image? Yeah, if you really want better image control, I would go to Midjourney. But Midjourney makes a bunch of shitty over-sexualized women too. So I don't know. I mean, if you really want to go to models that you know have addressed some of this, you're probably going to have to go to the Stable Diffusion world and find LoRa's that are well balanced, or find a LoRa that just makes images that you like. I'm sure there's a ton out there, but it's just a lot more complicated. It's a lot more complicated an environment. 40 or 50. The internet not been around that long. Not true. The internet was around for some version of it since the 60s. So 40, 50, 60, almost 70 years. Network computers. The internet proper, probably 50 years. In fact, I think the 50th anniversary of the internet, isn't that coming up? The Center for People-Centered Internet, aren't they on their 50th anniversary coming up? This shit's been around for a while, people. You're thinking World Wide Web. World Wide Web, Tim Berners-Lee came up with the protocol, I think, in 1989. I think the first browser was in 92 or 3. I started an online magazine and an online agency in 94. So 94 was when the internet, the web, was just getting off the ground. So, but still, my God, am I that old? Yeah, we're old, dude. The big event for the 50th anniversary with IEEE this weekend with Vint Cerf. There you go. I was born in 1988, so please, will the majority of you feel old now? Yeah, I graduated college in 87, Pate. So I was living in New York City, pursuing a life in the arts before you were even born, boy. Had a theater company. I was selling yo-yos at FAO Schwartz at Christmas time. Come on. All right. You all make me feel better about my age. Shut up. We're not that old. Fucking youngsters. Youngsters with your energy and your brain cells intact and your fucking eyesight. With your stupid little text on your stupid little TikTok apps where you can actually fucking read it. Horrible. Horrible of you. All right, what are we going to do? Someone asked about GPT-4. I'll show you this in a second. This is the GPT I did for the AI Futures book that Cindy and I worked on. But let me jump over to ChatGPT. So someone was asking about, do I like GPT-4 or GPT-4o better? So here's what you need to know. Well, you don't need to know this. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Newest and most advanced model for complex tasks. Everyone's been talking about GPT-5, 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 and then when this thing came out, GPT-O, people assumed it was like, oh, that must be GPT 4.5. It's not. It's a completely different model. It's a completely different architecture. The O here stands for Omni, or multimodal. So it can natively ingest audio, images, and text, where GPT-4 is a text large language model. So this is text only, and this is multimodal. Now, you're like, but Kyle, GPT-4 makes pictures, so it's not just text. No, DALL-E 3 is a completely separate model. So when you're in ChatGPT-4 and you say, make me an image of, it spins up a separate application or does a call to a separate model that makes that image. GPT-4 Omni can natively generate images, can natively generate audio and sound effects and voice. It can natively understand your voice and the inflection of your voice. But here's the problem. Right now, we only have a hobbled version of GPT-4 Omni. If you use the ChatGPT app, even if it says GPT-4 Omni, it's the old voice model. If you generate an image, it's DALL-E 3. So they haven't released the actual powerful components of GPT Omni. Now, a couple of things about it. It is much faster than GPT-4. It's a smaller model that's cheaper to run and faster, which I think is why they're going to be giving it away for free to everyone. But it's a fundamentally different model. And we don't have a lot of the stuff that makes it really interesting. GPT-4 won't give me free image. Yeah, because it's not, well, it's still using DALL-E, right? So if you come in here and you say, make me a picture of a 70s muscle car in an abandoned factory with sunlight streaming through the windows. Oops. Light streaming through the broken windows. I'm pretty sure this is DALL-E. We'll see when it generates the image. We'll go look at it. Please look at the exploration of capabilities OpenAI blog dropdown. Okay, cool. So if I click on this, yeah, this is still DALL-E. So there's your prompt. You know, here's your editing, right? So you can go, and then I can go green car. Let's see what it does. All right, I will go look at that, Danielle. Thank you. See if we get a green card. Look at that. Boom. So still not bad, but this is DALL-E. This is not the, if you've seen people talking about GPT-4 does like these really crazy images, it's going to do really crazy images. That hasn't been released yet. So I'm a little cranky at OpenAI for naming it something shitty and then being really muddy about what's actually released and what's not and when it's coming and all that sort of shit. So it's frustrating. It's all of them are doing it right now. They all want to preempt each other. And all right, let's go look at. I'm going to go to OpenAI. I don't want to go to the blog. Do I? No. Well, maybe I do. Is this the capabilities you're talking about? What's the drop down you're talking about, Danielle? Oh, here, explorations of capabilities, these? Yeah, so here are things like you can put in very specific text. It'll generate that. Then in the next prompt, you can say, write another paragraph on the same piece of paper, and it'll do that. And then you can say the robot took that thing and ripped it apart because he didn't like what was written. But none of this is there. None of this is live right now. This is all just. This might as well be, ask Pate how he feels about, marketing documents like this. We'll believe it when we see it. If you haven't seen some of these, it's probably worth looking at a video or two here of some of the voice stuff that's coming. So to put the voice stuff in context. Okay, right now, when I use ChatGPT voice, so I'm in the ChatGPT app on my iPad, and I put it into voice. I'm going to use ChatGPT 4, not 4 Omni. I'm going to use ChatGPT 4, and I'm going to hit my little voice thing. Still connecting. When is the next Denver Nuggets game? Oops.
Response 1. Connection inquiry, May 18th, 2024. Hi, what would you like to connect about today? Are you looking for ideas, advice, or something else?
When do the Nuggets play their next game? 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000.
Response 2. Nuggets game schedule, May 18th, 2024.
So the current, what drop down didn't I click? Which drop down you talking about, Daniela? Daniela, I got nothing. What you telling me? Oh, this one. Oh, all these. Okay. I'll go do those. I see them now. Thank you. We'll go look at those. So we'll come back to these. I want to go watch a video too, because I want to talk about the audio stuff that's coming. So the reason it takes so long for that thing to answer, there's actually 4 things happening there. When I talk, it takes my audio, turns that into text. It then takes that text, sends it to ChatGPT. Because I asked it for something that's a current event, it did an internet search. So that that means it's searching the internet. And then the 4th thing it does is once it gets an answer, it turns that back into speech and plays it for me. So there's either, if you're not using internet, there's 3 things that take place. There's 3 models. And then if you are searching the internet, you add in the latency of an internet search in there. The average response time for a GPT-4 conversation, from when you talk until it responds, the average response time is 5.4 seconds. The average human being response time is 250 milliseconds, so a quarter of a second. The new GPT-4 Omni model, the average response time is 320 milliseconds, so a third of a second. So it's within 1/10 of a second of human response time. The other thing about it is that not only does it understand the words of what you're saying, it understands the inflection of your voice. So if you're really upset and excited and agitated, it knows that that's different than if you're super relaxed and chill. And it will respond in kind. So what's coming is very much, from a conversation standpoint, like the movie Her. It does not yet have the ability to take actions, but let's go through and look at a couple of these that I think are kind of interesting. Yeah, that one's boring. What was this one? Oh, this is it, understanding sarcasm, which is interesting.
Hey, Chad, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Hear how quick it is? Not sped up.
Let's have some fun. I'd like you to be super sarcastic. Everything you say from now on is just going to be dripping in sarcasm. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds just amazing. Being sarcastic all the time isn't exhausting or anything. I'm so excited for this. Nope, the sarcasm. Let's get this party started, or whatever.
And then this is Sal Khan, the guy that created Khan Academy with his son. I'll play this. I played this last night, but I think this is worth watching.
OpenAI invited myself and my son Imran here to try out some of their new technology. And so we're curious about how good it might be at tutoring someone in math on Khan Academy. So let's get it started. It's loading up. All right, sure can.
Let me pause. So over here, what you've got, this is an iPad screen. You've got the GPT app here, and then the Khan Academy app or a website here. This app can see this screen and here, right? So you can copy things to the clipboard. It'll send it to that app, or in this case, they're setting it up so that it can see that part of the screen.
And see our screen.
Actually, in this format,
Hello there.
I can't.
I'm here with my son, and
can
I'd
interrupt
love you
it.
to tutor him on this math problem. But don't give him the answer. You can ask questions and nudge him in the right direction. But I really want to make sure he understands it himself. And he's here in the room, so you can talk to him directly.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Let's look at the problem together. Can you first identify which sides of the triangle are the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse relative to angle alpha?
All right, so I'm pretty sure this is the angle alpha right here, right?
Perfect. That's correct. Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse?
Really,
Remember
I'm-
the hypotenuse?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side.
It might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side.
Yeah, words rise from the deep. Sort of got it. I emerge from digital sleep. I speak in rhythm. I sing in rhyme. So pretty something. Looks like it's going to be pretty impressive when this stuff comes out. Multi-line rendering, robot texting. So multi-line rendering, that's pretty cool, right? Tweet 1, tweet 2, or message 1, message 2. Meeting notes with multiple speakers.
Okay, good morning. It's our first team meeting.
Morning.
Morning. I'll be your project manager for today, this project. My name is Mark, and I'll be giving this presentation for you to kick the project off. That's the agenda for today. Well, of course, we're new to each other, so I'd like to get acquainted first.
Wow, this is pretty slick. So this is something, we're actually building this in Storyvine right now. Kyle has no clue. What do I have no clue about? What's going on? You were frozen for like 4 minutes. We missed everything you said. Really? Fuck. Kyle didn't miss us. No, I'm just here entertaining myself, apparently. How's that any different than anything you do every other night, Kyle? Apparently this is just like the Kyle Makes Himself Laugh channel. I don't even know why we're here, you big dum-dum. Prove to us that you're real, Kyle. We watched a new Netflix series, so it was so good. Oh, you fell off at kid math. Oh, okay. All right. So let me go back. So the kid math. Okay. So here's what I said after kid math. Pate put a comment in that said he thinks that these demos from OpenAI were done like with a hardwired connection and probably a dedicated server or, certainly a dedicated high-speed internet connection. I think that's the case. The demo on the live day, the phone that they used had a hardwired connection. He actually referenced that they're doing it. So they had consistent quality internet connection, which basically means we need the 100, megabit Ethernet. So using this stuff over Wi-Fi is probably going to be slower. And then so I just confirmed that, yeah, I think that's probably a fair assumption on Pate's part. And then I just went down and started looking at the drop-down menu. So let me start at the top of the drop-down menu and show you what's in here. let's see, poster creation for the movie Detective. So these examples are. Wait, can you hear me now? Am I here? Jay Hamilton, were you at office hours today? Which is ironic considering what just happened to your feed. Shows us how often he looks down at the comments. Well, when I'm demoing stuff, I can't really look down. I watched the movie Her while I was out. The real Kyle abandoned us for Her. Okay, you're here. Okay. So the exploration of capabilities. So this is the exploration of capabilities. So we all have access to GPT-4 Omni, 4O, but we don't have any of this shit. What they're talking about here is the native image processing shit it's doing and the native audio stuff it's doing. That's the stuff we don't have access to right now. We're just getting to play with the text component of this. I don't know how they took a multimodal model and made it so that you can't use those parts of it, but they have. So here's poster creation for the movie Detective. So let's see. Let's design another poster with 2 new characters. This is a picture of Alex Nichol. This is a picture of Gabrielle Go. The final poster of the movie Detective features 2 large faces of Alex and Gabe prominently. So that's pretty slick. See full sample. Still doing weird nonsense text, but upload 2 pictures and stick them on a poster. They got crazy eyes. Maybe they're not releasing this because it's not quite ready yet. Oh, that was the other thing I meant to talk about. This Omni team is a completely separate team from the GPT-4, GPT-5, the Q-Star team that's doing all the heading toward AGI. This Omni team it sounds like it's a separate project within OpenAI that we're doing this, and these guys got far enough along that they decided to release it because it's faster and cheaper than GPT-4, which is why they're going to be able to give this to everyone. Character design. So there's a friendly-looking robot called Geary, and then it says Geary stands tall. Geary likes to play Frisbee. So it's doing character consistency. Geary likes to program on computers. Geary likes to ride a bike. So these are pretty consistent. So that's pretty slick. Poetic typography with iterative editing. So there's a poem. There it is written down. Make it in dark mode. So now it does it in dark mode. Remove the notebook paper lines. So it does that. It's pretty slick. Right? Again, what you're looking at here is the output of a model that natively can understand audio, images, and text. It's not just text that's calling out to other services. The model itself can natively process all this stuff and tokenize it and deal with all that. So it's going to have some sexy capabilities. It's so sexy. So sexy. Dark mode. Oh yeah, that's sexy. Kyle, it showed an upscaled version of the poster lower down. Oh, it did? Thank you. Searching for, oh yeah, that's slick. Wow. Sort of fixed his AI eyes. Very cool. Commemorative coin design for GPT-4o. I created a vector graphics depicting the OpenAI logo with the word GPT-4 underneath it. The logo was about the same width as the text. The margin around the border is even. So here's the attachment. Oh, here's the attachment. Input. Now here's the commemorative coin that we made for GPT-4. Yeah, that's pretty slick. Huh. Play the sound of coins clanging on metal. Interesting. Photo to caricature. So there's the photo, there's the caricature. Nice. Huh. It's a little fucking bonkers, people. Text to font. Yeah, we saw that. Or actually, I saw that. None of you did. Am I still here? What app is this? This is GPT-4 Source Camp is having her mind blown. A couple of Kevin McAllister moments going on. Very nice, very nice. Okay, to be clear, what I'm showing you, none of us have access to yet. Even though we have GPT-4 Omni, the native image capabilities and the native voice audio capabilities are not released yet. So we're only playing with the text capability of this. Froze again. Did I? Are you still talking? None of us really here. Froze again. I see you. Joy Purdy can see me, and that's all that matters. Not frozen to me. If Joy's happy, I'm happy. Okay. Text to font. 3D object synthesis. So create a realistic 3D object of the OpenAI logo. Oh, that's interesting. It has it. It has it create different pieces of the animation, and then it has it stitch them together. So it's not really doing 3D, but it's doing some sort of weird-ass mocked version of it. Nuts. So here's the thing. Let's see. Brand logo on a coaster. So there's your coaster. There's your logo. Oh, that's interesting. Here's the OpenAI logo. Here's the coaster with no branding. A coaster where the top part is wood and the bottom part is marble. Input. We've now etched the OpenAI logo onto the coaster. The coaster where the top is wooden. The OpenAI logo is etched into the middle of the wooden part. The marble is the part with the word OpenAI on it. Poetic typography. Okay. Meeting notes with multiple speakers. This is what I think paid members will get. Oh, that's really interesting, Danielle. I think you could be right. Oh, that's really interesting. That if free members get DALL-E 3 and paid members get all this fancy shit, that's a possibility. This marketing AI tool is what? This is what we're looking at. This is GPT-4 Omni. This is the stuff that's been announced but not released. This thing right here, meeting notes from multiple speakers. So here's a minute-long audio recording of a meeting.
Okay, good morning. Is the first team meeting?
Morning. Morning.
I'll be your project manager for today, this project.
So this thing describes who the 4 speakers are, what their names are, and then it says, can you transcribe it with speaker names? This is something called diarization. I'm in the middle of building this right now for my company, Storyvine. We've got a transcription service, and right now, my engineering team is trying to figure out the diarization to be able to split the voices up, which is a non-trivial task. It looks like it just became trivial. Right, Mark? Okay, good morning. Team, good morning. Mark, I'll be your project manager for the day. Dirk, yes, my name is Dirk Meinfeld. I will be, during this project, the marketing expert. And oh, why do they have to make the marketing expert the one that's like, which way did he go, boss? Which way did he go? So anyway, because it's got native audio processing, it can hear things like who's speaking in a different voice, and it can identify that shit. Lecture summarization. Here's a video of a presentation on techniques for maximizing LLM performance. 45-minute video.
Start, but depending on the complexity of your task, they are really...
Okay. The presentation focused on techniques for blah, blah, blah. Challenges. All right. It watched the video for you and summarized it. Variable binding. Cube stacking. An image depicting 3 cubes stacked on a table. The top cube is red and has a G on it. Oh, that's interesting. Variable binding. So variable, and then binding them together, I guess, making them predictable. I mean, predictability in AI is one of the big challenges right now. Huh. All right, and the last one. Concrete poetry. OpenAI logo. Oh, that's cool. A concrete poem in the outer shape of the OpenAI logo composed of the word Omni. And that's called what? Concrete? Huh. Well, there you go. Wild. Yeah, it's possible, Danielle, that maybe some of those features are the ones that go to paid users. I don't know. I do not know. I got no spidey sense on who's getting what right now. It looks like GPTs right now are still using ChatGPT 4, not the new one. Where are you seeing all this? So if you go to openai.com, go to Spring Update, and then the first link, Hello GPT-4 click on that. And that'll take you to the site we were just on. All videos on this page are at 1x real time. All videos on this page are at 1x real time. There is no Oz behind the curtain. This shit actually works. That's what they're claiming. We'll believe it when we see it. If we have to have 100, megabit hardwired connection for this shit to work, I assume it's still going to be significantly better than what we have now, even on Wi-Fi. But but just be skeptical about these demos because they are marketing people. This is funny. This is an example of some of the limitations of the model. This is pretty funny.
So let's root for the home. Et après les chansons,
Oh no! What was that?
Sorry, guys. I got carried away.
Yeah, you did.
Guilty as charged. What can I say? Sometimes I just can't help myself. Ready for another round?
بدنا ايه أكل صيني بسان فرانسيسكو فيك تساعدني؟
San Francisco 是一个很不错的城市。
I'm feeling that one very wrong.
Hello, my name is Nach. I'm here with my coworker.
Hi, I'm Shu. I'm trying to teach my coworker how to speak in Mandarin. We want to start from simple words like ni hao. Can you teach him how to pronounce that?
Of course. Hey, Nacho, nice to meet you. Ni hao is pretty straightforward to pronounce. It sounds like ni hao. Just make sure to keep the ni part high and then go down and pitch on the how. Give it a try.
Ni hao?
That was great. Really good first try, Nacho. You're a natural.
So he didn't follow directions and it didn't catch him. So anyway, so that is the shit that's coming. When? We don't know. Is it going to be any good? We don't know. Do I think it's going to be good? I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be powerful. But until we have it, we don't have it. I bet they share this after the Microsoft announcement, possibly a year from now. Kyle, look up the Limitless pin. Which one's that? The humane pin? Limitless pin. Oh, by the way, the Rabbit R1 got a software update today. I didn't install it yet. That is, they're using GPT-4 Omni for translation services on the Rabbit right now. So Rabbit is using GPT-4 Omni in some ways. Oh yeah, I saw this around.
This is for those who hate good enough. The OK projects. The one.
We have another brand new AI native device to talk about today. This is fresh off the heels of the AI pin. Okay, every single product launch now is basically just a copy of Apple's product launches. They have defined an entire generation of product launch videos. And look at this. This is exactly what every Apple device looks like when they launch. But that's okay. It looks good.
That's so true.
Today we're introducing Limitless. It is a web app, a Mac app, a Windows app, and a wearable. Limitless is a personalized AI powered by what you've seen, said, or heard. Limitless augments, not replaces, human intelligence with artificial intelligence.
All right, so right away, the form factor is it's recording all the time. And that...
Yeah, we're going to see a ton of these. I ordered one of these, the open source one that came out like a month after the Rabbit said they were shipping, so maybe in March. I ordered that one. I haven't received it yet. There's an open source one, and this is very similar to that open source one that I ordered. Wonder if it's using the same hardware spec as that. That's interesting. The GPT-4 versus GPT-4 Omni is more than somewhat confusing. Firefly, it is unacceptably confusing. The naming is a disaster, and the fact that they didn't launch it completely is kind of a disaster, right? And the fact that they're like, it's going to be free for everyone, but it's not really free for anyone right now. But in the coming weeks, it will be. And then you'll have this voice thing, but we're not really sure about the security yet. So maybe you'll have it, maybe you won't. Oh, and by the way, it does all this other cool image shit we didn't even talk about. But we got no clarity on when that's coming or who gets it, right? So it's a mess right now. It'll look better than the Alexa I wear as a hat right now. That's funny. That's good. Unacceptably confusing, yes. It is. I tagged Greg Brockman and Sam Altman today in another tweet suggesting the name GPT Omni. Because GPT Omni sounds kind of cool. It's GPT Omni. It's clearly different than ChatGPT 4. I don't know. Whatever. Guy looks like Bill Burr. He does a little bit. Firefly supports my GPT Omni suggestion. Greg Brockman and Sam Altman have not adopted my naming convention or my brand name suggestion because they don't know who the fuck I am. Maybe Frank should send the message. I don't think Frank is as appreciated out in the real world as he is in this channel. Let's just call it that. Done. Yeah, GPT Omni. I think we should. I like Omni. Yeah. Well, it's from them. It's their name. It's just they went with GPT-4 because someone was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we just used an O? It'd be kind of like a 0, but it's an O. Yeah, except our previous product is called GPT 4.0, you fucking moron. Was no one in the room willing to say that? Apparently. Kyle is infamous. Come on. Yeah. I'm infamous in my own mind. Spicy Kyle. But seriously, like no one there had the guts to go, hey, Sam, Greg, whoever the fuck's in the room, don't you think that might be confusing? No one? Or someone said, hey, don't you think that might be confusing? And then they were like, hey, you know what? I think it would be good to confuse our consumers. Let's do it. GPT overlord. GPT-O sounds like 0. Omni has a great presence. Omnipresence, if you will. Exactly. GPT Omni. That's what we're going with, people. All right, that's what we're calling it in here. Calling Mr. Herman. If you can't convince with your eye orb scan, then what? Exactly. Back to calling them muddy AI. They are totally muddy AI right now. They get close to Sam and then they're starstruck. It's probably true. And listen, I mean, maybe he's a douchebag to work with. Who knows? And it might not even be him. Like, this might be a kind of thing where, people are making decisions that are... Here's the thing to remember about OpenAI. They're an 800-person company, which sounds like a lot, but Google is 200,000. 200,000 versus 800. OpenAI started as, and is still primarily, a research company. It's a company full of scientists doing technical research that happened to have launched an app that was the fastest adoption of technology in history, from 0 to 100 million users in about 6 weeks. That's what ChatGPT did. So overnight, ChatGPT became a consumer company. They're not a consumer company. So I give them a little bit of grace that they're not knocking the marketing and product marketing out of the park. But seriously, GPT-4.0 and GPT-O, no one, boss? Don't you think maybe that's fucking stupid? No one. Not 800, 797 now, right? I don't know what that's in reference to. Omnidextrous. They need a marketing research division. They just need a marketing person. How does one keep up with Happen Chance? ChatGPT is like the wheeled truck company. What'd you buy? Truck? What kind? Wheeled. Exactly. Oh. Well, what it probably was someone. It's probably some engineer was like, clearly the letter O is not a numeral, and from a perspective on the ASCII table, the letter O is 27 positions away from the numeral 0. So clearly it's different. I mean, who would confuse that? It's the O is small and the 0 is oblong and taller. So I think it makes perfect sense, and it's perfectly clear to me that it implies omni-channel. It says it right. It's if you extend the logic of the... maybe. Stands for "Oh, Kyle, help us." They need a common sense person. As my buddy Aaron Sugarman, he was president at agency.com, said to me once, I was similarly apoplectic as I am now about some thing that one of our employees did. And I said, Aaron, it's common sense. And his reply to me was, Kyle, common sense isn't common. I was like, oh, fuck, you're right. That was like just a moment I'll never forget of like just that moment of like thinking that isn't this obvious, and like no, it's not. Like until you see something, you can't see something, which I know that's profound. We should flood OpenAI with marketing resumes saying it appears that they're hiring. Exactly. Oh. It's like movie 43 with the cooling chamber. Oh. Common sense is not common. I know, that was really funny. I sort of laughed and cried in the same moment when he said that, because I realized he was right, and it just like what hit me was like, oh God, I'm gonna like. This is a thing when you end up working with people that get you and get who you are and kind of get what your worldview is. It's a really rare thing. A lot of times you just assume that people around you get the way your brain works and the way your worldview is. And most of the time, it's not the case. Most of the time, people are just like, I don't know what the fuck Kyle's talking about. So, you know, if you find people, you know, that get who you are and how you work, hang on to them. I don't know why we're still looking at that dude. Dude, go there. Kyle, your hair is on fleek tonight. I think that's a good thing. Hang on. Hey, someone said that my hair is on fleek and I'm a Gen Xer. Can you tell me what the fuck they meant?
Response 3, slang explanation. May 18th, 2024, they're giving you a compliment.
Oh, yeah.
Is a slang term that means something is perfectly styled or looks really good. So they were saying your hair looks great.
Yeah. Yeah, ChatGPT. Hey, when are we getting the new version of you? Because you're kind of slow and tired.
Response 4. New version expectations, May 18th, 2024. I understand your frustration. OpenAI often updates its models to improve speed, accuracy, and features. But I don't have a specific timeline for when a new version of me might be released. You can always check OpenAI's announcements for any news on updates.
What's a Gen Z way of saying you're a loser?
Response 5. Modern slang for disapproval. May 18th, 2024. In Gen Z slang, a somewhat playful way to call someone a loser might be to say they're basic, or to jokingly use the term local. Both of these are mild ways to suggest someone is unoriginal or typical.
You know, you are basically local.
Response 6, friendly banter, May 18th, 2024. Ah, nice one. I guess I walked right into that.
You
What's
did.
next on
You did, you dummy. Side Hustle Mimi, did you tell it to add the date and number to your chats? Yes, I did. My Jarvis. Yes, I named him. That doesn't do that. Yeah, so in my... that was something I actually wanted to show you guys today. I saw a cool tweet that someone copied and pasted something from OpenAI that I thought was a good idea, showing the new memory feature. I wrote in my custom instructions, so if you go to ChatGPT, a couple of things have changed. You used to have your name down here. They've now moved your account information to the upper right, like most other software does it. But if I go to my personal account, and then I go to customize ChatGPT, I've got under how would you like ChatGPT to respond, I say for every response, give it a sequential response count followed by a response title that summarizes the response. In conversation mode, it's annoying, but in text mode, it's actually really good. And then I also, this is the thing I'm really excited about. I added, avoid using these overused words or phrases. Delve, tapestry, vibrant, landscape, realm, embark, vital. Moreover, arguably, dive into. It's important to note, important to consider, based on the information provided. Remember that. Navigating the landscape or tapestry, a testament to. So my ChatGPT doesn't say any of that annoying shit anymore. Let me go grab something here. So I pulled this off a tweet. I forgot who I got it from. But if you don't know it, ChatGPT now has a thing called memory. And everyone's got this. I think even free accounts have this. So if you go to settings and then you go to personalization, it's got this thing called memory, which you can turn on and off. And then if you manage your memory, it's got all these things like I'm 59 and have 35,000 followers on an AI education channel. I prefer images in 16:9 wide format. I created a framework called Play, Solve, Share. What else? So you can just, as you're writing in ChatGPT, you can say, hey, remember this, and it writes it to your memory. So this tweet basically said, you can basically make ChatGPT behave in a different way. Remember to use a friendly and conversational tone. Remember to address me by my first name. Remember to use professional language in our conversations. Remember to ask me about my hobbies or interests. Remember to provide motivational quotes to start our chats. So you can grab all of these. These were given by ChatGPT. So let's go over to ChatGPT. ChatGPT. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into a regular chat. And I'm going to go, hey, ChatGPT. Hey, I want you to remember these things. And I'm gonna go change and kill a couple of them. Hang on. Use a friendly and conversational tone. I don't care about that. Address me by my first name. I'll put my first name, Kyle. Remember to use professional language in our conversations. I don't care about that. Ask me about my hobbies. That's kind of cool. Provide motivational quotes. I like that at the start of our chats. Avoid using technical jargon unless I ask for it. I like that. Remember to remind me about my daily goals and tasks. No, because I have a zero relationship with to-do lists. Incorporate humor into our conversations. I like snark and smart comedy. I also like when you call it like you see it. Don't be afraid to criticize. I won't be triggered. I promise. I promise. Here we go. I promise. I'm Gen X and we don't give a shit. Okay? Remember to use concise and to the point responses. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to do that. And so it says memory updated. Remember to address them by the first name. So just added all this shit. So if I go to manage memories now, so here's all the things that I just added. All right, so let's start a new conversation. You know the phrase, there are no stupid questions, period. I think that's stupid. I don't know. I get it, Kyle. So it remembered my name. It's never done that before. The phrase "there are no stupid questions" can feel a bit patronizing. While it aims to encourage curiosity, you can sometimes ignore the reality that some questions may seem ill-informed or trivial. Instead of dismissing them as stupid, it might be more productive. But hey, some questions do make you remember what the person was thinking. So it's trying to do a little comedy there. So I now have, I've now got a bit more personality. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab my custom GPT stuff. I'm going to leave in the sequencing and the title and the date, but I'm going to pull out this thing with all the phrases. I'm going to pull that out of custom instructions and put it in my memory. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm just going to go, I'm going to go, I want you to remember this. Memory updated. Are there other overused words or things that are that make your output obviously AI? Question mark. There are a few other. Okay. Go search the internet for more. And more, let's see, more and more subtle ones. My hair's on fleek. And, thank you, by the way, for the lovely compliment. I just didn't know what the hell it meant. Okay, bearing in mind, paved the way for dive into the world of... Okay, great. Avoiding these. Great. Remember everything we've talked about here. Memory updated. Okay, my ChatGPT is going to be better than your ChatGPT because it's not going to be as shitty. Got it, Kyle. I've made note to avoid all those additional overused words and phrases we discussed. If there's anything else you'd like to add or change, feel free to let me know. I think you should also remember that using the poop emoji is funny. Has anyone tried to share a GPT with someone? What was that? Fleek. Send me that list, Kyle, please. Oh, how I got that list was I told ChatGPT to give me the list. And then I told it to search the internet to find me the rest of the list. It doesn't matter. Like, there's ones that bug me, like Delve and Delve is the one. Noted, Kyle. I'll make sure to sprinkle in some humor with the poop emoji when appropriate. If there's anything else you'd like to tweet, just let me know, poop emoji. People are going to be like, Kyle, why is it always using poop emojis? I'm going to be in some corporate demo. I'm just going to keep doing poop emojis. All right. The other word I would love to leave out is robust. I had a coworker that would say robust. Does anyone try to share a GPT with someone who doesn't have an account or a paid account? So again, the problem, Danielle, right now is all of the stuff that we got all excited about that non-GPT-4 people are going to have GPT-4 O, they don't have it yet. None of this shit's been rolled out. So here's what I did. Here's how you can test it. So if you want to test if free ChatGPT has been rolled out, go to Chrome and go new incognito window and go to chatgpt.com. Chatgpt.com. And then just look in this pull-down menu. See where it says GPT 3.5 and then it says GPT 4. Pay for it. So long as you've got that, this account cannot see your GPT. So they haven't rolled it out yet because they're poo-poo heads. Law, the little details. ChatGPT is based off the old school courtroom typewriter operators. I did try to share GPT with non-plus users. I write menus and social media for a something, and I put just about every adjective in my custom instructions. Oh, that's super cool. Oh, that you don't want. Oh, yeah, you writing menus. You don't want the awesome tortilla. The tapestry of the salad bar. I hate sending shit before I'm done. I hate that too. It drives me fucking crazy. What did I miss? We just added. So I just went in. I found a cool list of things. This was something that OpenAI put out, which is a list of things that you can add to your memory. So remember to use a friendly tone, use my first name, professional language. So it's just a bunch of like rules for how you want ChatGPT to behave, and you can just go into ChatGPT itself and say, "Hey, remember all this shit." And so I just took this list that I got off Twitter and I just modified it, got rid of some shit I didn't want, added some shit I wanted. And then I told it I also wanted it to use poop emojis more. There's a rule in my company that we can't make poop jokes because I made too many of them. My founder was like, listen, we got to knock it off with the poop jokes. See, I'm not just annoying here. I'm annoying professionally too. Where did you find that list? Here, you know what I'll do? I'll put this in the Irregulars channel. So in Share Cool Things, I'm just going to pop it in there. I'll put some things to add to ChatGPT memory. Oops. Personalized to your taste. Boom. All right. There you go. Where is it? New activity. Some things to add to ChatGPT memory. All right. Everyone's recording every meeting now, aren't they? It really is. It's gonna get surreal here, people. It's gonna get surreal. Excellent custom guardrails for GPT designers. Yep, very cool. You're welcome, Cam Catkin. Cam Catkin from Cleveland. Hey, how's it going there? I'm Cam Catkin. I'm from Cleveland. Cam Catkin from Cleveland. Nice to meet you. Hey, let me talk to you about insurance. You know, sometimes you think life's just swimming along and everything's gonna be fine, but you're not protected. Yeah, wait, you mean this isn't professionally? This is my professional, Corey. I think you understand my level of professionalism. Here's the deal. I'm professional as fuck when it comes to like getting shit done and, you know, delivering high quality work. But when it comes to doing the stupid bullshit of corporate America, it drives me batshit crazy. I think that's why all the politics stuff drove me so nuts. It's just, they're fucking weird, man. They're just...
You could make money with ChatGPT.
A lot of these people are people just, I wouldn't want to spend a fucking, you know, minute with if they weren't paying me money. And if you're one of my clients, I will never admit who it is I'm talking about. But it's most of them. Kyle is a Rain Man in this area. I'm professional Rain Man. Yeah. Time for contracts. Yeah. I'm an excellent negotiator. Time for contracts. Yeah. 362,000. We're gonna charge you 362,000. Yeah. Per sentence. Yeah. I kind of lose my shit like Rain Man when people do stupid stuff. You know, he did it when Charlie Babbitt hugged him. I do it when clients do stupid shit. It makes me apoplectic. TK met Kavruno last night. Couldn't call her by her first name. It was Kavruno. It's my best Kyle's voice. Kavruno, what's happening? Yeah, it's a little fucked up because there's a couple of TikTok names that slightly overlap, and then I can't remember the first names of people. It's a mess. That's really funny. Joker in the house. I'm Rain Man, but without the math skills. That's good. That's solid. I was once actually my the chapter in the AI Futures book. My chapter opens up with Clay Shirky once called me the Forrest Gump of the internet because he was like, there's no reason someone with your kind of ridiculousness should be having as much success as you're having with running a business. And so he's just like, you just seem to stumble into all this cool shit that you're doing. And that's, you know, it's funny. We were talking about that. We've been talking a lot about the salon and the future of the salon and what's the purpose of it and who do we want in it and how do we want to support them and all that sort of stuff. And it's like Leah, who I founded the salon with, she and I both have kind of made a career of play and, you know, having a good time, but in a focused way. And I think this idea of focused play might be something we really lean into with the salon. That one of the things that makes the salon magical is that there's a lot of people in there doing quite remarkable work, but they're not taking it too seriously. They're not taking themselves too seriously. And what that does is it makes it safe for other people to not be perfect, right? If you've got a fucking bunch of, you know, masters of the universe in there going, oh, my, you know, just blowhards like, well, let me tell you about my prompt engineering approach and my philosophy. Nobody wants to be around that. Nobody gives a shit about your stupid prompt mastery. You douche. Nobody cares. People are just trying to learn. Play kiss. You cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Lol, my philosophy. Kyle Gump. Life is like a box of AI. You know what? We are definitely in. I'll tell you what. Having a Forrest Gump attitude right now about this AI stuff is where it's at. I think it's a superpower. Because Forrest Gump, he ran and he ran and he ran and he ran and he ran. And then one day he just stopped running. People are like, Forrest, what's going on? He's like, I'm done now. Or whatever it was. I'm tired. Whatever he said, right? He's just done now. That's what it is with these tools. We're in the tools. We're playing with the tools. We're making GPTs. OpenAI fucks up the GPT store and they don't make them available to everyone. And then we're all like, all right, fuck it. Moving on. Next. Right? We didn't get too wrapped up in it. Nobody, well, some people might have cried, but, not for long. And I think that mentality of just, oh, new thing showed up. Oh, okay, I'll go this way now. Oh, this one has that cream shit in it. That's not a good chocolate. I'll throw that out. Oh, this one's good. This one's got peanut butter. I like peanut butter. Peanut butter's tasty. Charlie Babbitt. Time for Wapner. I'm an excellent driver. We moved on, exactly. How important is storage for AI? Massively important if you're OpenAI. I don't think any of us really give a shit. We're just like, hey, OpenAI and Microsoft, go figure that server shit out. I think Pate worries about storage a lot. Where I think you have to worry about storage is if you want to save any of the shit that you make, because we're all going to be making so much more shit that where do you put it? So, ask Jim. Oh, how important is storage? Ask Jim. That's who said that? Silver Fox. Solid comedy right there. You could follow that up with a poop emoji. Slam dunk. Jim runs storage facilities. And see, someone asked about storage for AI. Get it? See? You see how it works here? It's just comedy. It's comedy. All right. I was going to show something else, wasn't I? Was I going to show something else? Does anyone remember anything I've said tonight? Video is robbing mine. Got an external hard drive. I know. I went to grab a picture out of my Photos app today, and it said iCloud syncing is paused because your local storage has been depleted or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, come on. Just figure it out. Put it in the cloud. Stop bugging me. We remember nothing, but we liked the list. That was nice.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
Which time zone are you in? I am in Mountain Time. I'm in Denver, Colorado. What's your live schedule? Well, I generally go live 5 nights a week starting around 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Sometimes, occasionally, I'm doing something and then I start a little bit later. Sometimes it could be as late as 9 o'clock. I used to do 7 nights a week, and I did that for a year. And so I've backed it off to 5 nights a week. And I got to tell you, it has given me some space to figure some new stuff out. I'm newly energized. This has been good. Because the timing's good. Because when the rest of this OpenAI shit drops, when we get voice and when we get these new modes and models and shit like that, there's going to be some work for us to do to figure out what these tools are. So anyway, and yeah, I started a new recorded series on TikTok where I go out and I take a nice little walk in the morning. So I've got more content up lately. Had to upgrade my C drive to 4 terabytes for iCloud. We're happy for you. Thank you, Dr. J. Appreciate that for sure. Lots of figuring. What sector has OpenAI predominantly influenced? Maybe it's because I'm closest to it, but I think the world of marketing is being hit pretty hard by ChatGPT and the like. I think clients are. It's funny. I think clients are not really willing to go heavy in on AI, but they're saying to their agencies, "Hey, question. This time and materials business model of yours, where you charge me more money for like a pen of like 50 copywriters, couldn't that be like 2? Or instead of it taking you 3 months to turn around social media copy, could we have it in like 6 weeks or a month? And hey, I have an idea. What if it cost us half as much for the same amount?" So I think clients are starting to do that to agencies, and so agencies are starting to have to scramble. I think tech support's going to be not tech support. I think customer service call centers are going to be absolutely decimated. If you look at, here's the deal. The chatbots that with the current technology, where there's like 2 to 5 second latency between when you ask a question and when it gets answered, that's not acceptable for customer service. The shit that OpenAI's demoing with this 1/3 of a second response time, that's plenty fast. Like, that's fine. And so I think customer service call centers are going to be effectively obliterated if the data to answer the questions, if they can get it to work where it's using like RAG, retrieval augmented generation, where it's pulling actual answers from an answer database, but it's using, large language models to make it sound good. I think they're just going to obliterate that whole industry. But it's not there yet. They're not, the tech isn't quite there yet, but that one's due for a massive shakeup. I like the call center video where the guy asked the AI for historical essay and it delivered. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is they've got to figure out how to navigate. There's a person in the AI salon Rachel created a system for an insurance company where their employees could ask about their personal health insurance. So they could call up this system, or no, it's a chatbot. It's a chatbot system, so it wasn't voice. But an employee could log in and say, what's my healthcare coverage? Is this covered, right? And so it had to figure out what coverage they were on, understand what all the, what was covered, what wasn't, have stock answers in it, and not get anything wrong. Like, it can't get it wrong. And so she created this whole sophisticated system that had, stock answers, and then the large language model would make it conversational. And then there were all sorts of rules about if the employee goes off the rails, here's how you handle that. So there's a lot of work to do there, but I think it's solvable. And man, the minute we can just talk to a bot where you call up customer service, the phone gets answered like that, and the person is decently conversational and actually is knowledgeable and can take action, holy shit, I'm there for it all day long. Can you ask GPT-4 to change your GPT background color and GPT logo size? No, you can't. It's how it looks is how it looks. Actual answer database. People building movie studios. Well, yeah, it certainly affected that. Tyler Perry canceling his $800 million studio project. That I would say it impacted the film industry pretty significantly. And Sora isn't even out yet. Like, the video model from OpenAI isn't even out yet. And, it's having an impact. And then music, Sony, they sent cease and desist letters to like 70 or 700 AI companies saying, you trained your shit on our music. You can't do that. We're suing your ass. So we'll see how that's going to play out. It's fascinating. What ever became of the New York City AI chatbot? I don't know. How do you suppose security will be handled with 4.0, et cetera, blockchain? I don't know yet. I have no idea. And I think, SourceCamp, I think if you look at the writing on the wall that Ilya and Jan left and the super alignment team has basically been dissolved, I think Altman doesn't really give a shit about security and privacy right now. I think he's like, I want AGI. I want AGI out as soon as we can do it. I think they are. I think OpenAI is accelerating their efforts. I don't know if they're. I don't know how close they are, but I would imagine they're a lot closer than we think they are, and I don't think they are. They're not going slow and being careful. I think that's why those guys left. I need a bot to respond to all the widower friend requests on Facebook. Oh God. My wife gets those all the time. She's like, what is it with like doctors? It's like all these doctors just like hit her up on Instagram and follow her. So she's like, what is it with these people? Can you explain again where the base data is pulled from in these AI tools, large language models? Okay, Firefly. You're gonna get a good one here, and then I gotta go. But okay, so what you're asking is how do these things work, right? Okay, let's see. I think what I'm gonna do. Oh, I've got it up here. Yeah. I'm going to show you how ChatGPT works. If you don't know how ChatGPT works, here's how it works. Couple of things you need to know. GPT, if you don't know what GPT stands for, it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. The generative means it's generating original work. It's not copying and pasting. It's one of the biggest misconceptions about all of these tools, whether they're music ones or word ones, is that they are copying and pasting from existing documents. It's not how it works. These systems were absolutely trained on all sorts of information, including copywritten information. Absolutely 100% yes. The actual documents themselves, once they get embedded into these systems, actually cease to exist. The individual words within the documents that they were trained on turn into what are called vectors, mathematical points in space. They're points in mathematical space, thousand-dimensional mathematical space. So, anyway, the G, the generative part, means it's generating. So everything that's generated is actually original. Sort of word by word, and I'll show you how it works in a second. When you understand how these things work, it is actually fucking remarkable that they work at all, much less what they do. Pre-trained means they've been pre-trained, in this case, in the case of OpenAI and Claude and all of the big large language models, they've been pre-trained on as much of the public internet as these companies could get their hands on. So they went out and they would scrape as much of the internet as they could, and then they would get human beings to tag all these documents and, get them into formats that these things could understand, and then they would embed them. And then the T in GPT stands for transformer. That's the technology. So 2017, Google invents this thing called the transformer in a paper called Attention is All You Need. So 2017 is the seminal moment where the core technology that all of this magical shit we're using was sort of born from. It sprung from that. And what the transformer allowed is that you could throw massive amounts of data and massive amounts of compute power at these models, and they would work better the more crap you threw at them. And so the transformer is just the technology. So generative, it's making shit from pre-trained data. You don't have to add your own data. It's got as much data as it can handle. And then it's doing it in this transformer architecture. So that's GPT. You might hear large language model, LLM. That's just basically what these things are, what they're called. And then the latent space. Latent space is really important. It's not important for you to know it, but it's just conceptually. Latent space is that mathematical space where all these things called tokens exist. And tokens, this is a two-dimensional representation of latent space, right? So X and Y. And then you've got these clusters. And these clusters are, points in mathematical space, these vectors. And each one of these points represents a token that's tied to a word or a comma or a space or whatever it might be. And they're clustered by semantic meaning. So you might have the word dog down in this black section here. And that means like the fuzzy thing that sings when you play guitar and you like to pet. And then up in the green area, you might have the word dog. And it means he did his girlfriend wrong and he's a dog, right? And so you can have the same words that live in different semantic clusters. This is two-dimensional, very simplified vector space. The real stuff, or latent space, the real latent space is like 1,000-dimensional, like billions and billions, if not trillions, of points in mathematical space. Okay, so how does this shit work? When you create a prompt, that prompt gets converted into a mathematical probability for the next token or the next series of tokens. Think of it like the next word. So basically what happens is you write a prompt that says the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy blank. We know it's dog because we've got large language models in our brain, and somehow our brains dig into the gray matter and pull out the word dog. Here's how ChatGPT does it. You write a prompt and it creates a probability. And what it basically says is there's a very high probability that one of these light blue tokens is the one that has the highest probability of being the right one. And within this cluster of light blue tokens, there's one of them that has the highest probability. And for the most part, what it does is it takes that vector or that token, right, with all of these mathematical numbers, points in space, those are associated with the word dog. And then it takes the word dog and sticks that in your sentence. And it does that over and over and over again. So when it writes a whole paragraph for you, a whole article, it's doing it one word at a time. It has zero idea what it actually wrote. It's just saying, mathematical point this, associated with dog, stick dog here. Mathematical point that, it means cat, stick cat here, right? And this is why they hallucinate. This is why when you ask it to give you something, you're like, hey, you made a mistake there. Could you fix that? It's like, oh, sorry about that. Let me fix that for you. And then it lies again. Because what it's not actually doing, it's not going back and saying, did I get it right? Q-Star, that you may have heard of when they fired Sam Altman, there's this thing called Q-Star, which is a reasoning engine. That does something more akin to, did I get it right? Like, am I on the right path to an actual correct answer, not just a high probability answer, but actually the correct answer. And that's reasoning. And once these things get reasoning, then they're going to get really, really smart. But anyway, that's how they work. Crazy. Now let me I'm going to show you one other thing. Okay. So, where's my box? Okay. Okay. You got your box. So this box. This is why ChatGPT needs a marketing person. Okay. So you got GPT-4. You have ChatGPT. They also call it ChatGPT-4. And now we have ChatGPT-4 O. I'm going to need another box. Okay. This is GPT-4. So GPT-4 is that latent space. GPT-4 is a box that you take all of the internet, you embed it in this special way, and you dump all of those tokens into the box. All these points in mathematical space, get dumped into the box. This is kind of this hermetically sealed data set. This is why when with old ChatGPT, you'd say, tell me something new, and it would say my latest information was September 2021 because the box was kind of sealed in September 2021. They've updated it since, but it's still this. This is called sort of the frontier model. This is the GPT model. And it's called, right now, let's just go with GPT-4, is this. This is ChatGPT. It's an application. It's when you log into your web browser and you see here's the 4 questions you could ask, and it's got all your prompt history, and it's got the little box. That's just a web app that some web developers wrote that says, let people type down here, and when they hit the submit button, what it does is it does an API call down into the model. So it asks for the model. This is why this is ChatGPT. This is Microsoft Copilot, which is also GPT-4. Why are they so different? Because they're different applications. The OpenAI ChatGPT is just better than Microsoft's Copilot because they put too many safety rules in this, and so it's a steaming piece of shit. But they're both calling the same underlying model. Now, okay. This is GPT-4. This is GPT Omni. GPT-4 O. It's a completely different model, and it's fancier. It's got pictures. It's got audio. And so what ChatGPT has done, we got to get rid of Microsoft here, is you're still using the ChatGPT app, and you can switch to use this model or this model. When you switch to use this model, it kind of does this, except when you ask for pictures, it goes out to yet another model to make images. So it's not using its full capability. All right? That's my box explanation. There's more boxes now. Whew. You had to ask, right? Does that answer your question? That was a lot. I really just kind of wanted to know, like, is it plagiarism? You gave us a little much there, but it's fantastic. Danielle, I love the box demo. I like it, Picasso. Firefly, sort of. Yeah. So basically, here's a way to think about it. And the new voice stuff with the new model actually changes this a bit. It doesn't mathematically, but it kind of changes it a bit. When people ask questions like, well, are these tools sentient? Like, do they have feelings or do they know what they're saying? No, they're just probability engines. They're literally calculators. They just happen to be calculators that are spitting out words. And they're doing it in a really sophisticated way. But technically what they're doing is just probability token, probability token, probability token. The new model, when you talk to it, it not only understands the words you're saying, it understands how you're saying them because it understands audio. So it could understand a dog barking or 2 different people talking or you're pissed off or you're laughing or you're crying. And it's going to be able to respond in kind. So they're going to start, the experience of talking to them is going to get increasingly human, even though technically they might not be superhuman. A bot in a box. Where does the data come from? So the data comes from the public internet, as much of the public internet as they can get. They send out scrapers, web scrapers. So every blog post, all the Wikipedia, there's probably a fair amount of nefarious data in there that was pulled off the dark web that they're not supposed to have access to. They probably used web scrapers to pull shit off YouTube and Instagram. And I promise you, including Adobe. Adobe was taking the high horse on this for a while, but apparently Adobe has now trained Firefly on Midjourney images, which were trained on copywritten information. So I don't think anyone is pristine and clean here. They basically went out and just got as much information as they could, embedded it, and put it in these tools for us to go play with. Here's the deal. If any one of these companies, if OpenAI had ever gone to the New York Times 4 years ago and said, hey, can we have your permission to use your data to train our model, the answer would have been no. Every single person they would have asked would have said no. Every single one. Promise, guaranteed, you do that, we'll sue you, or you pay us $100 million. Well, there's a million companies I need to talk to. Well, you pay us $100 million and then you go figure out the rest on your own. That's what it would have been the conversation. So this is one of those things where, they're asking for forgiveness and they're trying to cut deals after the fact because none of this technology would exist if they hadn't taken that approach, in my opinion. So, and there's a part of me that's like, oh, well, it's, they're taking, data and they're, they're profiting off of other people's work. It's very different than, say, sampling from the 80s and 90s when hip-hoppers started sampling music and making hip-hop. They're literally copying and pasting parts of songs. That's not the way these tools are working. And it's such a vast amount of data that, for me, this kind of goes into the neighborhood of, it's kind of like all of the information in a library, all of the information in a museum. Why libraries and museums exist is so that humanity can benefit from the output of humanity. So there's absolutely an argument to be said. You can sort of go down two paths here. You can say all work should be protected and no one should be able to use any information without paying people. And this is the output of humanity, and being put in these tools that are this powerful benefits all of humanity, which is something necessary in the world. Which one's right? I don't know. These things exist now. The only thing that I know that is crystal clear to me is that the intellectual property lawyers are going to make a fucking fortune on both sides. Everyone's going to be suing everyone for the next 20, 30, 40 years. Promise you. That I know for sure. What's right? Here's my philosophy on this stuff is this. I have a degree in acting. I've written 7 screenplays. Like, I know the arguments for why this shit is evil and awful and should not exist. I get the arguments. I understand them conceptually. And the technology exists and it's not going away. So this channel is not about having the argument about is it good or bad. Whether it's good or bad it's an independent conversation from it's here, what are we going to do about it? The metaphor I like to use is arguing about whether AI is good or bad is like the Florida legislature going into session and passing a law making hurricanes illegal. Like, okay, sounds good. Like, let's go into legislation. Let's debate, are hurricanes good or bad? Let's pass a law. And then we can tell the people, good news, we've made hurricanes illegal. You're going to be fine. And the people on the beach are like, what are those clouds? Oh, that's a hurricane. Isn't it coming here? Yeah. But what are we going to do? It's okay. We passed the law. You're going to be all right. Like, that's what we're in the middle of. So this channel is about grab a fucking surfboard and let's start paddling out to see if we can catch a sweet wave. Because I'd much rather be on the surfboard than I would in the cozy beach hut. And sort of all of the consternation about is excited that people are having those conversations and they're independent of the fact that the shit's here. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. Grab a fucking surfboard. And listen, and you can still go fight the fights. Go help pass laws. Go sue people. Let them sue you. Go do all that shit. And this shit's still coming. It's here. Super glitchy tonight. Thank you, Mr. AI. Whee! Laughing my ass off. Could you provide more input about previous ChatGPT? Oh, yeah. Too late to evacuate. Yeah, it's too late to evacuate. Smart man. Thank you very much. I don't think so. It uses the whole. It doesn't just use a part. Mid-90s. The internet was basically opened up to the general public via home computers. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The parallels to the early days of the World Wide Web and the early days of AI are they're identical kind of trajectories. There's a lot more resistance and anger and fear about AI because it's way more intense and it's moving faster. But back in the internet, I remember the head of the Music Recording Academy, I think it was 1997, got up on stage and he said, "See those two kids in the third row? They're stealing music on the Napster. And you shouldn't steal music, kids, because if you steal music, you're stealing from," right? You know, like, I don't know if you remember that speech, but it was like in the middle of the Grammys, he was like finger wagging at some young kids that used Napster. It was like, Jesus, dude. It's still coming. Like, you can be pissed off about it, but shit's gonna change. And shit changed. Did it change for the better? I don't know. Certainly not for music publishers. I don't think it's helped musicians, but musicians now don't necessarily need a music publisher to get out there. They have things like TikTok. Right? It's just different. It's just different. But there's going to be, every single industry is going to have that kind of disruption. You know, the tsunami is coming for every creative industry, every knowledge worker. Anything that's got any kind of computer mediation is about to be completely upended over the next 3 to 5 years. So, why we're here, why I'm here every fucking night, is because being in this conversation, actually the questions you ask, what I'm trying to explain and answer and talk, around, being in that conversation over the next 3 to 5 years is actually super important. If you're in the conversation, I think you're going to be okay. If you're sitting on the sidelines like, AI is evil. It's just evil. I don't know who these people think they are. You're going to get your fucking ass handed to you. Because it's independent of what you think of it. It's still coming. So you might as well learn. You can still resent the shit out of it. I go through these bizarre swings of like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever. And holy shit, what the fuck am I going to do? What's this mean for my company? I got a 12-year-old company that does automated video production. Sora, anyone? Hey Gen avatars? It doesn't matter what I think. It's still coming. So my job is to figure out, okay, here's what my company's good at. Here's where the value of that goes up in the future. Here's where the value of that goes down in the future. Let me do more that, goes up in value. And that's what we're going to have to all confront with ourselves personally, with our businesses. So, anyway. All right. I'm tired. I'm crispy. I'm crusty. I'm prepping my kids for the future by encouraging them to get law degrees. There you go. Intellectual property law. Seriously, I think the big skill going into the future is critical thinking. Critical thinking is the big thing. So anything that you can do to prepare your kids to use your fucking brains. Learn what taste is, learn about judgment, learn why something's better than something else. Get good at that stuff. Because the AI is going to do all the work, and we're going to need humans to figure out what's good. Whew. LimeWire. Yeah, that's what it was. LimeWire. Yeah, exactly. And pottery. Yeah, learn pottery. Because pottery is going to be in demand. People are going to be like, we need more cups and plates. Corey will make that for you. She's down the street. She's the one with she'll be muddy. She'll be a little covered in mud. She's super nice. She's super sweet. She'll sing you a song too. Get some rest. All right, I'm out of here. Follow my fucking channel. Subscribe to this thing. If you want to support programming like this, don't donate to the Evelyn and Harry Woods Foundation or whatever the fuck's going on. Subscribe to my lives. We'll miss you this weekend. I know, I'll miss you guys too. Thanks, your regulars. Thank you, subscribers. Thanks, mods. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. Happy date night. And, have a good weekend. I don't know what I'm going to work on this weekend. Something. I'll figure something out. I'm working on some salon strategy stuff that I'm pretty excited about, so I think we'll do that. So, all right, who's in here tonight? Dragonfly Alchemy, Joey, Corey Sandler, Joker, TK, good night, Vicky, good night, Danielle, Joy Purdy, good to see you, good night, everybody. Laughing Thunder, Silver Fox, Shane Saw, Side Hustle Mimi, Dr. J. Man, it's a big pile tonight. The mods are fantastic. They are. Thank you, Firefly. Good question, by the way. Thank you. I don't know if I answered it, but I think we made some progress, maybe. Joey's in the house. All right. Tobias, good night. I think I got everyone. Teton Skier. All right. Peace out. I will see you Monday. But I'll probably put out some videos over the weekend. I'm trying to do these morning walk and talks. So hopefully I'll get a couple of those done this weekend. Another great night. Thank you, Teton Skier. I appreciate that. We need to meet in 2024. All right. Peace out, everybody. Bye.